Hello, Bucs fans. Welcome to Real Bucs Talk. Hope everyone is having a good Tuesday out there as the Buccaneers get back to their winning ways, get to 7-5. Hopefully, I am sounding okay. If everyone can just give me a thumbs up that my audio is coming in correctly. Hopefully, I sound normal. Again, our apologies for being late. We're about 20 minutes past time. We're trying to be better and trying to start on time. We'll see if Mark joins us. I know he's trying to put his son to sleep, so we'll see if he hops on here. If not, no worries. Got an awesome show planned for you guys. We're going to go into some of the film, some of the offense, mainly focusing on how close this offense can be and how they're continuing to make improvements, but at the same time there's inconsistencies with execution, and such as like drops. I thought there was a lot of good things. Obviously the return of Bucky Irving I think was really nice to see, and Chris Godwin looks close to being back to his full self, so that's a very good sign. So again, appreciate everyone who is joining us. Again, apologies for being late, but we'll get into this. Yeah, Bucky is back for sure. I thought he looked pretty good, especially for his first game back, and I like how they were utilizing him. But the Buccaneers found a way to win this game. I think that's the most important thing. Yeah, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't perfect by any stretch of the means, but they got a huge win and get to 7-5. So when you look at it from that standpoint, I thought it was really cool and good to see that they're able to get that going. Again, as you look at the box score here, nothing that really stands out. I thought, Baker, again, didn't have many yards, 194 yards, but he protected the football, didn't turn it over. The running game was pretty good for the most part. He had a big game by Chris Godwin here, who played well. And then defensively, again, they weren't perfect, but they got turnovers. They got sacks. They were able to get big stops, especially at the end of the game, that fourth down, getting off the field and winning the game, sealing it. Obviously, you don't want to see a 17-3 lead disappear like it did, and it pretty much vanished. I think the Bucs were up, I want to say 20 to 10 at one point, and then it ended up being 17-20. But yeah, just got to be better from that standpoint. Overall, a lot of things to work on. Defensively, I think there's some schematic standpoints that need to be corrected and some individuals that have to step up. Zion McCollum hasn't been good. Teams are going to continue to attack him. And I think the Buccaneers have to do a better job of understanding how to help him and make it easier for him in terms of play. But at the same time, they paid him a lot of money and he's got to step up. And you see him here again on the stat sheet with 5 tackles, but not able to make any plays on the football. That is something that's got to change. But they did get turnovers. Jamel Dean caused a turnover, was able to get a pass deflection that was intercepted by Winfield. They did get some sacks, which was good to see from Vita Vea and Yaya Diaby. Probably could have had a lot more. They were getting pressure up front. So you saw a lot with, Hassan Reddick's return. And again, he wasn't much on the stat sheet, but his impact and his ability to attack the edge and attack the outside shoulders of offensive tackles, his ability to utilize in the stunt game, I thought was very present. So that was good to see. Logan Hall actually had a good game, so I'll give him kudos for that. He actually did play well. But there was just too many missed tackles, too many missed assignments. And, from a schematic standpoint, I think Coach Bowles and his defense need to understand that you have to find ways to disrupt timing. You have to find ways to, minimize yards and especially force those third and long situations. So when you have third and long, You just can't let them, get converted. So when we look at the team stats, overall from a defensive standpoint, getting a lot of first downs for Arizona. So they were able to move the ball. They were 3 of 8 on third down, versus the Bucs, who were 7 of 16. So you can see, like, when Arizona did move the ball, they weren't really getting to third down, and they were able to convert. They had 386 yards of total offense. So looking at that, again, 291 yards passing. Yeah, it just wasn't good. And when you're facing a much better offense, this is where this Bucs defense could struggle. But still, there was some positives, but at the same time, a lot of things to be cleaned up on that side. You have to be able to force more third downs. It's good that they were able to get off the field on fourth down. They were 0 for 2 against us, so that's a good sign. But from a Buccaneer standpoint, again, way too many third downs, in my opinion. We got to start playing more for first down. Red zone, I thought, was pretty good. We were 2 out of 4. So not great, but we could have potentially had more if not for the drop by Chris Godwin. And then I think there was another time where we couldn't convert. So just got to clean up those things. Penalties, for the most part, were pretty good. And the biggest number, 0 turnovers. And you also win the time of possession. So those are good things. And most important thing is getting the win. When it's all said and done, it's about winning football games, and it's hard to win in this league. And now you move to 7-5. But again, appreciate everyone joining us. I want to get into the comments here. My good friend Ken here in the comments, on a scale of your positivity, how are you feeling about Todd Bowles doing enough to win the next 2 and then in Carolina for the division? To answer your follow-up question there, does Kirk put up another 500 yards? Okay, so first question, I think the Bucs have a very good opportunity to win the next 2 games. I don't think Kirk Cousins is going to explode like he did last year against us. I think it just really depends on if they have Drake London, but we'll see what happens with him. I know he's still battling an injury, but I think defensively we have enough, especially up front, where I think we can cause problems. And Kirk Cousins is less mobile than he has ever been in his career. And I just think he doesn't have the arm talent that he's had in the past. So if they play it smart, they should be able to hold him. But that's the key word, playing it smart, playing the right way, playing aggressive on defense, firing up the blitzes, trying to disrupt. I do feel confident we should be able to win against the Saints, who is the next opponent. And then the Falcons, we should win. So we should be 9-5 going into that Carolina game for the division. But yeah, I mean, I'm feeling pretty positive just because the team is getting healthier. And I think that's going to play a huge part in that. So we'll see. Hopefully it works out. As Chris Cole says, Victory Tuesday. Yes, it is always a good day for Victory Tuesday. Steven, we need a tackle. Yeah, tackling was an issue last week. Got to be better on just overall tackling, making sure we're wrapping up, rallying to the football is going to be a big thing. But got to tackle on third down. And then prop to Nelson. And stop when Gannon went for it. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Nelson came up with big plays, especially on that fourth down. And then Servassier Dennis on the last drive was huge. So I think that's really good to see. Can't wait for a return of Kalijah Cansey. Yeah, McMillan and Mike Evans are close. Cansey probably a little bit further away, but we welcome in Mark here. Good to see you, my man.
Took a little bit.
Hopefully everything is good and sounding well. But I mean, overall, I agree with you, Steven. That's really good points. We'll see how they continue to get better here down the stretch. Poles needs to send 6 every down. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad strategy. Again, me and Mark have talked about the utilization of sim pressures. I think the utilization of disrupting timing in any facet that you can, because first of all, these quarterbacks are too good in their rhythm and how they can distribute the football. We saw that with even Jacoby Brissett, who's not the greatest, but he's a starter capable in this league and can make plays if you give him time and give him an ability to just 3-step drop and throw, because that's what they were doing against the Bucs a lot of the times. Didn't really have much of an opportunity to rush the quarterback or get after him. We did get a lot of pressure, just got to finish. And that's the big thing with defensively. I think that's their key word, finishing and not allowing the 2 touchdowns in the second half. This really should have been probably a 20-3 win, maybe even more if the offense executes, which we'll get into. But Mark, I'll let you talk. Go ahead, man. What's happening with this football team?
I mean, you're about to get the result that you didn't want, which is a bunch of guys coming back and Bowles being saved. And
I'm all for that. I mean, I want to see just more consistency overall from top to bottom. So I'll just leave it at that. I mean, they got to win these games, and this I think is when before the season started, we all expected this was going to be a run opportunity for this team because of the schedule and how it played out. So this is no shock, or shouldn't be a shock to you guys or fans out there. This team should at least go 5-1 down the stretch here, if not 6-0, because they're just better talented. They're more talented. They're more stocked up front. All accounts are better in every asset of these teams that they're going to face.
I can agree with a lot, or yes, on a lot of points, yes. But I'm still always going to push back on, we have literally 0 edge rush besides Hassan Reddick.
Yeah, but you're healthy. You're getting healthy. Yeah. You're getting Kalijah Cansey. That's a huge get back. So
yeah,
you have the pieces that you came into with.
I'm going to say this. So look at other teams and look what the Bucs have on the edge rush. That's my biggest, I guess, point or problem with this way the depth chart and roster has been made. I mean, the Cowboys traded away Micah Parsons. Let's look at them. Let's look at the Cowboys. As I was talking about this on my long-ass drive to and from Bradenton this today. Friends, a Cowboys fan. They got rid of Micah Parsons, but yet they still have, they draft Donovan Azubuike, right? They still have Dante Fowler, Jadeveon Clowney, and who the hell else they have in there? They're just everyone they have. There's just stockpiled of edge rush kind of guys who've done it before. We don't have anyone that's done it before. We have Anthony Nelson, who's very smart, doesn't get played by play action bootlegs. I guess that's a kudos to him. Yaya's done well with stunts. He doesn't really win off the edge. Hassan Reddick wins off the edge, yes, but he's been hurt so much, so people think he doesn't do jack shit because all they remember is last year. Mm-hmm. He's a good player, yes. We just need him to stay on the field, get healthy, and start getting things into fruition, right? Yes, Kalijah Cansey, great guy, interior pressure. You got to win from the outside. That is my only biggest, I guess, bitch fit about this roster and how it is made. If Hassan Reddick can become this elite edge rusher, yeah, maybe we have something, but we have to have a rotation. We just don't have that. If we're relying on David Walker for a 4th-round pick, who got his ACL torn, yeah, it's tough luck, but damn, our whole season's been tough luck with injuries. But that shouldn't have been your savior. It's something we talked about last week, but I'll hush on that. Other than that, you're getting healthy. You're going to start winning games. You're getting against the Saints. You're going to get the Falcons. And then if you do beat the Panthers, which is going to be a tough game, you're in the playoffs. If you win those 3, you're in the playoffs. I truly do think they're going to beat the Saints and the Falcons. Bang, bang. And it'll be that one game. And do they fudge it up like they normally do, and then that last game of the season actually becomes huge? Maybe. Which would be, I guess, good football or good TV, right? But I mean, as a Buccaneer team, I do agree with you. They're very much better than a majority of teams everywhere besides the edge. And when you get injured, this is what happens. And then you're showing your secondary's youth and inexperience because Dean goes down and all of a sudden they don't know how to cover. And McCollum, I don't know what the hell's going on with him. That's a question mark in his head, I guess. But other than that, I mean, him getting beat by slants, I don't understand that. But it is what it is. But what do you take about what I just said? That whole spiel.
Well, I mean, I think from an edge perspective, if we're just looking at that one position, yeah, I mean it's been an area where I think they've tried to address it, but I don't think they've done it with in a way where going out of their way enough to get proven guys, I think has been lacking. This offseason they did get Hassan Reddick, who I think has been good when he has been in there.
Yeah.
The other issue is I think they're relying a little bit too much on draft picks. And some of this goes into coaching. I mean, you get these guys, you want them to get developed and improved. And I think from an aspect, one of those guys has improved a bunch year to year, and that is Yaya Diaby. I think he has been getting better and becoming a force on the outside. But at the same time, when you invest in draft picks like a Chris Braswell, who was a second round pick, and you just haven't seen it from him, he just hasn't been what they were expecting. And then at the same time, you're putting a lot on Anthony Nelson, who they, I think, have re-signed. I want to say either once or twice.
I think twice.
Yeah, twice already. And I think that's the one move where they lacked. I would have just liked to see them go out and get a veteran designated pass rusher to be that, solid number 3 that you can count on and come in and be a sub and just rush the quarterback every time. And I think that's something that they have missed. And there has been opportunities to get someone like that, but they just haven't pulled that trigger. And then adding a David Walker, who they thought was a better player than a 4th round pick. They really had a high grade on him. They were expecting a lot of him, but at the same time, I think that's too much to be putting on a rookie for that type of season. Because again, he is a rookie, and we can't expect these guys to be Bucky Irving every time they touch the field. And to the point of this comment right here, like, I agree with that because the strength as far as internal investments of what you put up with Kalijah Cansey and Vita Vea, those guys should be your strength, and they should be generating that inside pressure to create outside pressure from your pass rushers on the outside. That should help them. And I think we were seeing some of that at the first 2 games when they were healthy. And maybe that's what's going to happen once this group gets back together. But yeah, it hasn't been enough. And I think we haven't seen a lot of like the inside pressure from the linebackers. I think sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. It's like we see Savage blitz, and sometimes it works. Levante's not the blitzer that he used to be either. So it's like, you're just kind of missing what we've seen where this defense was at its best. It just doesn't have it right now. But again, they can get to that point if they can stay healthy and just kind of make some minor tweaks here and there. I think you got to be more aggressive on the outside, especially in coverage. I think you should utilize some dime packages as well. There's got to be some different things to.
Not a chance.
They need to, though. They, especially on these 3rd and 9 situations, these 3rd and obvious passing situations, they need to put more speed on the field and take less speed off and try to maximize your coverage and let the other guys either get pressure from the front 4 or you send in some simulated pressures and stuff like that.
I agree with you, but it doesn't happen. So it's like,
well, that's a problem.
That's
a coaching problem then.
Okay, that's my point. But
Yeah.
also to this outside gets better with better inside pass rush. Okay. I mean, elaborate even more on that. That's in theory true. Todd Bowles, that's what he does. He sends A gap blitzes, so guys, quarterbacks have to go out of the pocket, and it makes it an easier one-on-one matchup for your outside guys. For year after year after year, we never see an edge rusher lead us in sacks. And every year after year after year, Todd Bowles says, I want to win with 4. And he can't do it. He's been screaming to his GM to do something about it, and he doesn't do it. So clearly he has to send these sim pressures, send in linebackers, send in safety, send in nickel corners, send in outside corners, because the front 4 can't do it. And just to say it helps out your outside pass rush, you shouldn't necessarily have to help the outside pass rush. You got to have someone that can win. It shouldn't be always helping out the outside. Yes, in theory, the scheme does help out the outside edge rushers, makes it more advantageous for them. But shit, like, then you can't win with 4. Why even verbally say that to media, to people, that we want to win with 4? You're never, ever going to win with 4 if you keep sending in just blitzes up the A-gap blitz. It's not going to happen. So it's like, in theory, that is correct. You are right.
Yeah.
But you can't consistently always do that. You have to be able to win with 4, like Todd Bowles says, to be able to enforce your will. Like, you can't always keep blitzing because he's throwing tricks at you. There's sometimes people call you out in your tricks, right? How much shit do you have in your hat to pull out?
Yeah.
Right? So sometimes
I mean,
your dick's hanging out. So come on. Like it's
yeah.
But that's the thing.
But
People
to that point,
Todd Bowles, and it's like Todd Bowles can only do so much with what he has, especially when it's attacking the quarterback. The game's about rushing the decision of the quarterback, or the quarterback eats you alive. And that's what's been happening during these losing games.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think to their credit, though, they did win this past week against Arizona. They were getting pressure on 50%. The problem is they just didn't finish. They have to finish some of these sacks. Like Logan Hall should have had a sack. Reddick, Yaya, all these other guys should have had sacks. They didn't finish. So you have to find ways to finish at the quarterback, and you got to make those plays. Hopefully it continues to get better. The thing is, to my point, for this team to go anywhere, especially in the playoffs, if we get there, and the offense is going to have to find ways to carry this team. In my opinion, it's going to have to be more efficient. It's going to have to be more effective, and it's going to have to put up points. I think the defense can be fine if they're playing with a lead, and I think they can do enough, especially when it's a week-to-week game scenario. I think Todd Bowles can figure stuff out and try to maximize the potential that they have. The secondary, I think, needs to play at an aggressive level, and then the pass rush itself, hopefully with Kalijah Cansey, that makes a huge difference because the guy's really good. He's probably your best pass rusher, and he helps this team in so many different ways. So if you can have your front 4 that you're expecting to have, that the team went out and got Hassan Reddick, you're expecting to have the other 3 step up and play with him. Hopefully we see that down the stretch here, and that makes the impact that we need. I still believe, though, everyone needs to be better from a coaching and player standpoint, because the scheme at times, I don't know what they're doing out there, just leaving certain aspects of the field open. That has to get cleaned up. I know that's been a weakness for this defense, the flats, but it's got to be better. And then not tackling, like 3 guys on 1 guy, you can't bring them down. That has to be erased. But I don't know if you had anything else. I wanted to get into some of the film of the offense, so I'm going to bring that up here in a second. Let me go back to this screen, and then let me share the film and get into some of these things where it's just kind of holding the offense back. There we go. So as we look at this is just going to be an incomplete pass on going to Ibuka. Now, this is a 3rd and long situation, and I talked earlier about not being in 3rd and long, Mark. That is something they have to do a better job at. But Ibuka is going to basically attack the middle of the field, and he's going to get open here as we let this run. You can see him, again, running a good route, just going to curl and get into this void here. And Ibuka is going to come back to the football, should have made the play. And this would have been an opportunity to keep this drive going, just drops it. So you can't do that. Again, this is a well-executed play. Now, you could have made the case, okay, hey, I can throw it to Chris Godwin here. He's open. And it looks like he was actually, I don't know if he's looking at him or not, but at the end of the day, Ibuka's got to make that happen.
And this is becoming a reoccurring thing. We talk about every week. He has at least one big crucial drop. And that's why he's not putting up these big numbers he was in the beginning of the season, even though he was dropping balls. But now other guys are there. You're stopping drives. You're stalling drives. So it's like, you just get, if it's there, make the play. Like, we know you can make miraculous catches and you get open a lot, but come on, let's hit the man that's open.
Right. Yeah, and this was another play, an opportunity for, a shot play. And looking at this was, again, when you see it from the reverse angle, probably should have hit it, but it's also a tough play to make but I wanted to point out, like, maybe this is one where you just go back to the middle of the field and you hit Ibuka here coming across. But you like to see, like, the attention that Tez Johnson draws, which is good. But as we see it here on the reverse angle, again, good play. I love the play action fake. You have good pocket. And he's going right to Tez Johnson here. And you're going to see this ball. You can kind of see, like, Budda Baker is in the way, but he's got space to work with. You just want to see him put a little bit more touch on this and kind of lead him just over the top of Budda. It just doesn't happen.
Especially with the time he had too.
Yeah, you got plenty of time here. Like, there's no reason to rush this. You would have liked to see him maybe just use Tez as a decoy, and he could have came back to Ibuka on the crosser. Probably a much easier play to hit, and you probably get a huge play out of it, probably.
Look at that. And it's right in front of him.
Yeah. And he could probably run, and maybe who knows how far he gets, but at least it's a conversion, and you keep the drive moving. But as we continue on, again, this was, I think, the play to – oh, no, this is the sack. So this was another opportunity for a big explosive play, but at this point, you have an offensive line that has been struggling. The right guard gets beat in Feeney, and you have an explosive here.
That was an explosive right there.
Yeah, that was explosive. But you can see Ibuka here has the sail route, and he's going to be open to potentially hit this and get a big play out of it. But the pass protection breaks down and ends up being a sack. So you can see, like, how close the offense is, but it's one thing or the other that's just holding them back.
And I've seen the case for people saying we can't be doing these long developing routes. You got to find man beaters. You got to find something. But I can agree. But also, it's like you just said, if a guy gets beat immediately off the snap, like Feeney right there.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you call a man beater and they drop into a zone. And it's a lot of a chess match. And it's also individual efforts. Like, that's why it's 11 working as one to execute every play. Every 60 whatever plays you have in a game, you got to go at your best ability. And sometimes, great ones can escape that, make a play, but sometimes you got to let the other team win but limit your damage of what they just did. So, it's frustrating that there are guys getting open. Grizzard isn't a piece of shit like a lot of people think he is too. The red zone's another thing, but a lot of it's execution of what's going on in front of you with the players that are on the field.
Yep, agreed. And I love this play here. I think this is something that they need to utilize more of, especially with the two tight end sets. I would love to see this be Devin Culp instead, just to get some more speed on the field. But utilizing your tight ends and mirroring that with plays off of this, and we're going to see this on the next play. But again, just a simple play where you're running basically a zone run to the right, but your boot action off of it, and you have an option underneath in Payne Durham. and he's wide open. And no wonder he's open, because this is his first catch of the year. So when you look at it from that standpoint, yeah, I'm going to leave him uncovered as well. But I just love the concept, and I love how they work off of this now. They come back in the same formation. You have tight end here, and you have a tight end at the top, and basically they're going to move Cade Otton in motion to sell another run to Bucky Irving. And what they're going to do with Chris Godwin, he's going to come across like he's blocking, but he's going to come all the way across and go up the field. You're going to have Ryan Miller come down as well and block. And it's just a great concept in how they utilize this. You can see how, and again, Miller is going to sprint up the field and take that safety away. And now you have a one-on-one matchup against the defense here, and you have a guy that's trailing Chris Godwin. And this is a heck of a play by Baker. I'm like, how can you make this throw, but you can't make the other simple throws? So I'm like, this is a hell of a play. And he puts it right on the money. And that's the way to beat man coverage. You do stuff like that, and we're going to see it on the reverse angle. Again, great setup to run the play action fake. And then you have Chris Godwin sneaking out over the top, and you see how good this throw is going to be. Again, that's perfect. Right in the bucket. Great play, Chris Godwin. Really love to see that.
He was playing Baker, to be honest. His accuracy was really, really well. Really good this game.
Far fast. I went all the way back. Sorry about that, guys.
A moron. No, but like seriously, like besides that one that he missed to Tez, they probably should have progressed over to Ibuka.
Yeah.
Like his accuracy was really damn good this game. I mean, the Chris Godwin drop in the end zone, it couldn't have been better. The drop of Ibuka in the middle of the field that you just showed couldn't have been better. That is a perfect throw right over the helmet.
Yeah.
Pocket just right in, breadbasket. Bloop. It's perfect. So he improved tremendously. It's just the times that they were there. Look at that.
Yeah.
Step up in the pocket and loft it in there perfect. It's nuts. Yeah. Well, like
that's a great play.
That's why it's like every week there's someone different that's making an issue. Last week was Cade Otton with the stupid dropping the ball into the defender's hand for a pick six.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. It's like every week it's someone different. Usually it's on the defense. Now it's on the offense. Like, what the hell? And it's frustrating, but once it all comes together, it's going to be a thing of beauty.
Yeah, for sure. And like, these are the little things like you want to see Baker again operate at a higher level and find a way to hit these plays. I understand you're looking at Ibuka on the corner route, but you just got to take the yards. Again, Chris Godwin's open, throw him the football, get it to him, put it on his numbers. Again, if you hit him accurately here, he's got an opportunity to maybe score or at least get you close, and it sets up a much better, easier situation on the next play. And it's unfortunate that Chris drops this ball, but this is a well-executed red zone play, good spacing. You're basically going to have Chris come up here, and he's going to run just a post route, and it's a perfect pass here by Baker right in his hands, and unfortunately, he's going to drop the football. See, like, just look at the timing. Like, he puts this right on there as Chris turns, has it, just dropped. Like, you got to do better than that. But again, well executed. You got what you wanted. Should have been a touchdown.
Yeah, I like how, and Chris Godwin's smiling after the play. I mean, you don't want him to get so pissed off or like it ruins the rest of the game, but still, like,
yeah,
these are easy pitch and catches where it's like, okay, we drew it up, we executed it, catch the ball.
Yep.
This is deciding factors of winning and losing games. You settled for 3 when you should have had 7.
Yep, absolutely. Again, a perfect throw. As one of our comments say, yeah, it's an insane throw. But you got to get it done. And again, here's some more. This is some of the good. Like, we're going to see how, again, you're creating. I don't know why it backs up that far. I guess because I'm pushing the buttons too hard. But as you see here, this is a play we've seen time and time again where they're going to create this void in the gap. Ibuka running to that space, and Baker's going to hit it with timing here, which is great to see. And again, perfect pass. Good job getting first down and more yards.
Rewind that really fast, though.
Yeah, sure.
For that one play. just to show like how they're opening up the center, the middle of the field. Like
Right.
Baker's reading, what is that, cover 3? Okay, so people are dropping back. Chris Godwin's pulling the outside guy. There's
Yep.
not many guys in the middle of the field besides the deep safety.
Yep.
Baker read it, reacted. That was a zone beater. No one stayed with him. Boom. You fill voids that are wide open to attack. Great read, great throw, great play. I mean, you just want to see that consistently. And Baker's done it before. It's like you can't do it. It's like I guess he just had to get hurt for him to start reading the field better.
Yeah, I mean, and again, this is another good.
Wild.
Yeah, this is a good anticipation throw. He's basically reading this player right here coming across. Basically comes a little bit too far. Baker's going to throw it behind him, and Godwin's going to be able to make this play and turn it upfield. Gets a nice gain. As you see, again, attacking the middle of the field, attacking that area, that void. Really nice to see. Just, again, small little details in the execution and being able to make this play happen.
I don't understand how that got in. Like, well, how did the linebacker not intercept it? Like, why did he keep going? Like, why his arm's back? Why don't you follow where the ball is going to go? I saw that. I was like, I don't know what this guy was thinking. Unless he was looking, Baker was looking that way and then he threw it the other way. I don't know. But like that was wild.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, he could potentially be looking at Ibuka. I mean, Ibuka's not even in his route yet. I mean, he's running that corner route. But yeah, just a great play by anticipation by Baker, and obviously a good catch and throw to Chris Godwin, who was looking good in this game. It seems like he's moving better. And even like this play here, I think if I have the right play, yeah. So this is going to end up being a 5-yard pass to Kadon. Kadon's going to sit here in the middle. I kind of wish Baker would have pulled the trigger, but I understand why he took the safe route, because you're going to see Chris Godwin. He's basically running a slants, and then he's going to hit this upfield towards the seam. And it looks like that's why Baker pump faked. He's like pump faking the seam action. And technically, I thought he could have thrown it in there to Godwin, but maybe he's anticipating one of these Cardinal defenders to jump on or anticipate that ball. But you can see like he's got space to work with potentially and you know, hit him there. But that's after the ball's already thrown. So right here, yeah, I don't know if you can get to that. Like maybe just loft it in there. But you also have a lot of underneath defenders. So I don't mind him taking Kate Otten underneath here, get the yards. It's a good play.
Did he break off his route after? Like, was he go back?
Yeah, maybe. It looks like he was running the slant initially, and Baker pump fakes. You can see him pump fake right here. He's going to pump fake.
Yeah, then he goes off. Yeah.
Yeah, right here. Pump fake. And then he goes off of it, just hits Cade underneath. So, again, there's opportunities for maybe more, but I think that's a safe play and a good read by Baker, just taking the yards that was given. So that was really good. And then, again, continue on. And this is the last couple plays here. We'll get into the return of Bucky Irving. Can't be understated how important this guy is. I think he was one of the really good players for the Bucs on Sunday. If I can get my pen to work. I don't know why. There we go. Okay. But you can see like just a simple dump off, and he's going to turn this into 20 yards because he's that good and that quick. And his ability to just make that subtle move right there to get more yards, get to the outside. That's really, really nice to see.
And also his setup, like his setup of blocks and just understanding how to guide the defender into the place where he wants them. Like, this is a catch. Let me lean a little bit to the left to my offensive lineman and then bounce it out to the outside.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. It's patient. But understanding how to patience and being quick and decisive when you have to.
Right. Yeah, and another thing that he brings, and I love the return of this, I want to see more of it, 21 personnel. Again, having Rashad back in the backfield here, and he's going to motion across and just watch what it does to the Cardinals linebackers. Again, they all shift over. And what does that do? It allows your running back to run backside and get opportunities for more yards. And it's just that's the thing of what scheme and patience, and that linebacker went the wrong way anyways. But you can see how he attacks and able to get downhill, continue to fight, and get to the goal line. It's really nice to see.
Yeah, Bucky's a scrapper, man.
Yep.
Like once he reads his hole, he's gonna get low and force his way forward. I mean, it's all about leverage, right? So he's usually the low man. It didn't necessarily have to be humongous, and he can just I don't know how he kept going left.
Yeah. Well, again, he's reading Baker here. He's expecting maybe Baker's got this football. And that's the beauty of this play. You can run it as a zone read option because you have Bucky coming across this way, but you also have the opportunity where Baker can keep this football and run if he wants, or even throw it somewhere outside to Rashad White. So I want to see more of that. I think that really helps their run game. And you can see just the patience and vision that he possesses.
Yeah, the
Really
more
nice stuff.
Bucky is good. Let's put it that way. More Bucky is a good thing for the Buccaneers.
Yep. And then this play, again, another excellent play and an excellent highlight of Luke Gedeke. You have Chris Godwin blocking. Like, this is just good stuff. Graham Barton pancaking a guy.
Graham Barton sucks. Plus, we talking about
Gedeke doing just enough. And then you see Chris Godwin here, again, doing a good job of sealing this guy out. And you have wide open lane for pay dirt. That's just too easy. And again, we'll see it. Yep. We'll see it here on the reverse angle. Just good blocking overall. Gedeke doing just enough, getting his guy, making sure pushes him over. And Godwin sealing the way. Just that's wide open. And that's going to be a touchdown pretty much 10 times out of 10.
Beautiful, man. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's all there. The ability's there. They have play call. They have they have the talent. It's just you got to execute.
Yep, for sure. Yep. And guys, if you enjoyed that, be sure to hit the like button. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. Again, apologies for being tardy, but we're going to do a much better job going forward, trying to be more on time with that. But Buccaneers, again, 7-5. I think this is a good opportunity for them to kind of find themselves as they're going to be facing lesser opponents. They still have to take them serious, though, because these are division games. We know how that turns up. This is the second go around for each of these games that are coming up. One of them, the Panthers are going to be the first time around, but with these Saints and Falcons games, this is the second meeting of the division games, and usually it tells a different story, as we've seen in the past. So Buccaneers have to be ready for that, and they have to be ready to play. And we'll see what the injury report looks like, who returns back to practice. We'll probably see Jalen McMillan at practice, maybe Mike Evans. So that is always good news. And hopefully Kalijah Cansey soon as well.
It would be nuts to have. I mean, you'd have a glutton of weapons to throw to. Let's put it that way. Jalen McMillan, I'm a huge fan of his from college to last year. I felt like he was going to be a huge aspect of this offense in the beginning of the year, and then his damn neck breaks, ligament stretch. But yeah, let's see when the whole laundry list of guys are on the field, what this offense can be, because it's going to be easier for Baker to read then. And like I know you talked about it, what are they going to do with Tez once they get everyone back? Is he just go to a punt returner? What does he do exactly? But that's a good problem to have.
Yep, agreed. And a lot of good comments. Again, appreciate the comment here from Arab 2020, pistol set, 11 personnel. We did enough to win, which is correct. Again, winning is winning.
Yep.
Doesn't matter how you get them. I agree. We got killed in the flats. Linebackers, I think have been better, but they've been kind of up and down. Again, Servassier made the game-winning play at the end there, breaking up a pass on 4th and 2, so give him credit there. But yeah, linebackers as a whole have to be better. Good question here by D Ford. Defense overall, I think, has been in position to make plays. And I think missed tackles haven't really been a thing this year. I think it's been more so lately. But Mark, I think you would agree that for the most part, guys are there, but it's just one guy not doing their job. Usually is the case.
Yeah, and I think, and I sent this to you, like Todd Bowles reaming the
Mm.
defense on the sideline. It's like
Yeah.
people don't see him be erratic in press conferences, but like he gets pissed off, like we all do. And the
Yeah.
thing is, it's like he sees exactly what we see too. Like guys are there, they're just not wrapping up, or
Mm.
guys are just not even the gang tackling. If there's 3 guys around there, why are you not flying at the ball carrier? It's like people standing around waiting for one guy to make a play.
Yep.
No, be the enforcer, be the guy that brings the guy down, and be the guy that gets up and gets the praise because you brought the guy down. Like,
Mm.
I don't understand what's going on in that headspace right now, especially with Zion. Like, in the beginning of the year, he was being aggressive and talking about how they were going to be more aggressive. And now it's like, let me just lean back. I don't know if he's dealing with an injury that's not just his thumb, but like that is the frustrating part. But it's not just him. It's like a lot of people aren't tackling. And I don't know. Because I would say, okay, if you went for the big hit, okay, no one's even going for a big hit. They're just kind of standing around guys.
Mm.
And so defensively, that's piss poor. Getting a better pass rush, will that help you tackle better? No. But let's see. I'll light a fire in someone's ass.
Yeah, it's got to get better. Again, I still have my questions with how they utilize these players. I would like to see it utilized better. I like to see the scheme do some different things. I know what I agree with what Mark is saying as far as like you can only do so much as far as from a creativity standpoint, but I also think you have to build some staples that this team can lean on. And I think in the past, when we've done a good job of forcing the football to go one way and then rally and tackle, that has usually worked. But I just haven't seen that enough consistently. That's something that they got to get back to, especially when you're facing lesser offenses. I think this is a good opportunity to find a way to shut out these opponents. Like you should be able to hold these teams, and they did that this past week. They held them to 17 points. I think that's a good number. If anyone gets past 17, I will probably be upset because really shouldn't. Like the offenses that you're going up against, not good. You're facing backup quarterbacks. You got to take advantage. And I think the story of the tale is going to be the offense for us as far as the Bucs offense. They have to lead the way, and hopefully that gets better as they get more healthy.
Yeah. And no other division. I know you said that, but yeah, I fully agree with you. The next 2 should be easy wins
Mm.
and like definitive wins. But that's what's frustrating too. We're up what 17-3, and it looked like we're gonna be doing that, and then it's like they turn it off. And I
Yeah.
think that's when Bolts got pissed off. He's like, dude, what the hell are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, this
and they're right back
isn't
in the game.
good. Yeah, looking at the division again, -22 the Buccaneers are in point differential. -50 the Panthers are, who just beat the Rams, which Panthers are one of the weirdest teams out there, and we have them coming up towards the end of the season. Yeah, I don't get them because defensively they haven't been great. The same with the Bucs. Again, 301 points allowed, but we've been the best offense out of the division. Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a wacky 3 weeks. I feel. I think these games are gonna be probably what we saw last week. I think you're gonna see more of the same, unfortunately. But who knows? Hopefully, we start seeing. I think Grizzard had one of his best games called this past week, which was awesome to see. And hopefully, the execution just continues to get better as you get guys back, which is going to happen.
Let's put this in perspective. The Saints are a bottom 3 team in scoring
Yeah.
at 15.2 points a game, and the Falcons are bottom 17 at 20.3 points a game. So,
Yep.
Plus is right. They shouldn't be scoring that many this next 2 games. And I don't give a crap if it's division. Both teams are decimated with injuries as well. Quarterbacks are not on par with what quarterback you have. If we're talking talent wise or contract wise. Oh, never mind. Kirk Cousins does make some money. He just normally doesn't sit in the bench. But
Right.
he is a Buccaneer killer. But I don't give a shit. Like they better unleash some demons on that guy in
Yeah,
this
I have
week.
a good feeling. I
This
have a
week.
good feeling they'll be able to sack Kirk Cousins. I think with the same thing with Tyler Shuck, I think they should be able to get pressure on him, especially with Kirk Cousins and the offensive line injuries that both teams have been facing, the Falcons and the Saints. So we should be able to get pressure. I think that will be good. Offensively, though, I do expect us to at least put up 24 or more points in both games, and that's something they just continue to execute. I think with the return of Bucky, lean on the running game, utilize that play action that we saw with Chris Godwin and et cetera, and continue to hit those. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a fun into this season again at 9-5, which I'm expecting, and hopefully we talk here next week being 8-5 and just continue to keep this train rolling. The
Yeah.
Panthers game, that's going to be it for the division right there. If the Bucs beat the Panthers, they win the division, and you can do whatever you want in the last 2 weeks. So really, it comes down to, can you just take care of business that you have at home here, and then go on the road and find a way to beat the Panthers.
And at the end of the day, you're getting healthy at the right times.
Yep.
And to the point of everyone saying injuries, and it goes into it. If you get healthy at the right time and you're clicking and your momentum's in the right place, yeah, things can get better. And that's why, like, the trajectory of these games, like, it's 3 easier games. You beat one of them, you get 2 more lesser talented teams, you got to beat them emphatically and show that you're good enough and you're clicking on all cylinders. Like, because it doesn't get any easier once you get into the playoffs, because I'm tired of getting to the playoffs and just losing. The goal isn't just to get there and lose immediately. The goal is to get there and eventually make some noise and win a championship eventually. But there's a long road ahead. Let's win some games first, because we just got off a 3-game losing streak. We won 1. Let's get excited about that. And now we have a long division road where we decide our own destiny. And it's fun to see it that way. You're your worst enemy. If you lose, it's your fault. Execute and you will win games.
Yeah.
Stop dropping balls. Start getting sacks. Start getting pressure. Let's go.
Yeah. D4, this is always a great comment. I love you, man. This is something I've been just so over with throughout Bull's tenure, and I know it's part of the scheme. I know it works. I've seen it work, and Anthony Nelson at times has done it well. But there's also comes to a point where you drop this guy back, and it could be either one of them. And the only guy that should be dropping back is Hassan Reddick, because he's the best at it, and he has athleticism and has been playing it super well. But the problem is, when you drop anyone else back, you're suspect to the flats. And we saw that with the Cardinals game. They just had easy dump offs to the running back over and over and over again, getting just easy yards, whatever you wanted. And it's frustrating, because that's the one area where Bowles is like, you know what? I'm just going to let him have it. I'm going to let him take it. And, and that's some of the things where I want to see some different adjustments. And that's why I've been calling for like dime personnel. I've been calling for very usage of your personnel, more 3-3-5, more just different looks, to present and utilize your personnel in the best way. Because when you look at this team, where's your strength, or where should your strength be? You have a lot of good players in the secondary. You should be able to utilize that and play well. And you should be able to maximize your depth there, whether that's bringing in Izzian, bringing in Jacob Parrish more, utilizing Winfield and Tyke Smith, who are your best players on this defense. Tyke is by a mile. Winfield is one of your best players. So you got to find ways to feature them. And I think they've done a good job of that, but I would just like to see them enroll into it more. And now with Hassan Reddick, that's going to change some things, because you can use him in so many ways too. So it's going to help your pass rush, which it did this week. They just got to finish. got to finish those sacks. You got to be able to bring those quarterbacks down because that's game changers. That changes the whole drive. So you got to find ways to do that.
And to his point is Anthony Nelson dropping into coverage. I mean, well, every scheme is different. Every scheme wants to take away something, right? Normally, our scheme takes away the deep pass, not against the Patriots or Buffalo, but usually they take away the deep pass, take away the run, and they force you to beat them behind the linebackers in the flats. They rather those areas. And it's usually been Bowles' MO. But like you just said, like if you see a guy like Hassan Reddick, how good he is at covering the flats. You think that's a player personnel thing that maybe this is the type of guy we should be looking at. But then again, if you get guys like that, fast, athletic, smaller, your running game, which is Bowles' bread and butter and stopping, goes down. You can't have smaller guys like that stopping the run consistently. And great teams usually run the ball and stop the run well. That's literally how you enforce your will on a team. So I understand the scheme. Sometimes it is frustrating. But like you said it yourself, it does work.
It does.
You just have to, again, you're calling it and you're hoping the other team isn't calling it immediately knowing that you're going to do something like that. Because they don't drop them back all the time, but they do. They do drop back.
Yeah.
So but that also goes to the credit. Like the guys that are rushing need to get home. And if they don't, the quarterback can be like, why is that 6'7" dude running down the field with my 5'10", 200-pound running back? Oops, let me just dump it. Right? So it works all together. You can't just get mad because a team called you out on it. Well, pass rush has to get in there. It's not always because you called a bad play. But it's a long-winded conversation. Besides, Anthony Nelson shouldn't be in the flats.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, Anthony Nelson and, others as well. Like even Yaya Diaby, like I would like to see him be utilized in different ways. You got to find ways to attack the matchup. I did see that on Sunday, which was good. They did move Yaya around. They put him on the right tackle. They had Reddick on the left. Want to see more of that. Like find ways to advantage yourself in matchups. Find ways to make yourself more opportunable or, find opportunities to attack the offense and put them on their heels. Like that's what I want to see more. I want to see us utilizing our best players in ways to make a play. So that way you can change the game. What's Todd Bowles' defense all about? It's creating turnovers. So you got to find ways to maximize that. And they did, for their credit, they did create 2 turnovers. Great. But I want to see them maximize even more on like third downs. Like the third and longs, that shit shouldn't happen. Like you got to find ways to get off the field. Like 3rd and 9, that should be automatic given. Get off the field, force the team to punt. Like they only had 8 third downs. And what does that tell me? You're sucking on 1st and 2nd down. That's an issue. They had 22 first downs against us. So that means defensively, you're just saying, hey, we're going to give you yards. And to their credit, they stopped in the red zone. But at the same time, when you're facing better offenses like you're going to face in the playoffs, that's going to be an issue. That's going to be a big issue. You just can't do that. And that's what happened last year against the Redskins, or not the Redskins, Commanders. The Commanders, they just controlled the clock the whole game.
Yep.
And when your offense wasn't perfect out of the 5 opportunities that they had, you're going to lose that 9 times out of 10. And that's what happened. So it's got to be better. Hopefully, again, injuries have played a huge part. And with that improving, I think this team has the opportunity to make something happen. But can that coaching meet the players, and can the players meet the coaches and put everything together? That's going to be the bottom line there.
I will say this, something we talked about. I always say this, that you're only as good as your weakest link.
Yep.
On defense, I think it's no mystery who we say is the weakest link over here. If that weak link leaves because Cansey comes back, you're looking like a pretty good damn defense. That means that who's the next weak link? Maybe Servassier or
Savasi has been playing better.
And that's the thing. Man. So like
your weakest
better.
Yeah, your weakest link right now is Zion McCollum. That's the weakest link. He's been an issue, and he's going to continue to get attacked. So that's something they got to figure out. Benjamin Morrison's probably coming back this week. He's got to play a lot better too. So you got to see how it's going to pan out. I wouldn't be surprised if they switch Zion out for McCollum, let Dean play more of a role. But if Dean's playing more, that also opens him up to injury. So it's kind of that battle you just got to always play. And it will be a fun offseason for sure, as we will definitely dive into that, because this team definitely is going to have to continue to put resources on defense for sure. Yeah, but I think that's going to wrap it up for us. I wanted to just look at a couple of these comments. I don't think we had anything else. Yeah, David Walker, I don't think he's coming. Yeah, he's coming back next year. I don't know if Reddick's going to leave though. I think he might come back, but we'll see.
Especially,
yeah,
good coaching staff. Clearly, we know Bowles and Light aren't leaving, so
yeah,
maybe it's a place where he can grow and learn and just build a home. Because we're going to be competitive every year. It's just what it is. It's just, can we ever get over the hump and get away from these losing streaks?
Yep.
With Baker at quarterback, and you have a young youth everywhere on offense, it's just defensively, he just need a little bit. And if David Walker can be in that mix as well, if we draft, dare I say we draft an outside linebacker or edge rusher next year high in the draft, then we're cooking. But I mean, right now, let's see. I mean, you still have pieces, you still have potential, and it's just a lot of things got to click and execute correctly for the Bucs to move deep in this playoff run.
Yep, for sure. So with that said, I think we're going to wrap it up. Yep, we've been over an hour. But again, appreciate everyone joining us. Again, apologies for the late start. We'll try to correct that as we move forward. But hope you all enjoyed the show. Be sure to hit that like button. We have so much content that we want to get out. It's going to be a lot of fun, especially as we get closer to the postseason and see how this team shapes up. Hopefully they can clinch the division here shortly. So that would be nice. But just got to take it 1 week at a time. Again, week-to-week league. Got the Saints coming up next. So be on the lookout for more content, especially on our YouTube and Substack channels. We'll have more from this game, and then also probably something on just, overall team and how they're looking moving forward. But with that said, I think we're going to close it out. Mark, any last words? Are we good to go?
No, I'm ready to keep winning. Let's put it that way. Let's keep winning. Let's keep stacking wins, and let's get some taste of playoff football again.
Yep, absolutely. All right, guys. Well, hope everyone has a good week. Go Bucs, and we'll see you on the next one.